These tasty treats don't just create a vibrant dessert display, they also make for really great escort cards to welcome your guests when they arrive at your wedding or other events. They also make for personalized and delicious party favors. If you want to make these personalized macarons, I'm so excited to share with you how.
Hi! If you're new to the Join Hands channel, thanks for stopping by. I love showing you how to create handmade items that bring joy from your hands to your heart.
Today's video on macaron calligraphy is the first one in this series. I have another 2 coming up on using luster powder and another on food paint to create calligraphy on these sweet treats. If you want to keep updated on when the videos come out, do like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Macarons have such tiny real estate to do calligraphy on, so I do recommend starting with monograms because they can make such a huge impact on such a small round space. We're gonna start with how to create monograms. Before we start, I want to share with you my process of designing a monogram for these 2 names, Grace and Stuart. So G and S. I want to share with you how I tried to have different iterations of G and S and G. And this is one of my first few iterations. There was this G, S, and I also tried to see whether it's nicer to have S and G and different kinds of combinations before final settled on something like this one. So I'm going to write it for you using a pen brush so you can see the effect. I'm going to use a blank piece of paper. I'm going to have my G, so thin upstroke, thicker downstroke. Release the pressure as you're going up. Thicker downstroke. And now we're going to do the S. Loop it. So this is the monogram that I settled with. Okay, the reason why I decided to go with this is because I like the symmetry between this and the start of the G, so the entrance stroke of the G and the exit stroke of the S. You can see there's a kind of a symmetry. At the same time, I really like how the 2 loops just reinforce each other, and this top loop of the G and the bottom loop of the S is something that also complements, and you can see these 2 parallel lines here. I think it makes a very harmonious monogram. So this is the initial, or this is the monogram that we're going to be writing on our macarons. The easiest way to letter on food or dessert is using a food decorating pen. The one that I have here is in black and it's the Americolor Gourmet Writer. I really like using this because the tip is something that I'm already familiar with. And you'll be familiar with it too if you already use brush pens. So the tip of the brush pen, you can use it to construct fine lines, and these are for the upstrokes. And if you were to press a bit harder or increase the pressure, you can get your thicker downstrokes. Okay, so if we're ready, we're going to use this Americolor Gourmet Writer on our macaron. Actually, there are many different kinds of food edible pens, so you can just try to see what you're comfortable with, and they also come in so many different colors. Please make sure that your surface is clean. So I've already put here baking sheet. I've also lined my macaron with paper liner so that I don't have to keep touching the macaron when I'm working on it. I can just hold on to the liner. At the same time, if you're really working on large batches, you may want to close your fingers with plastic gloves. I'm not going to for this video, only because I want to show you how to letter. Okay, if you're ready, let's start. So once again, if you find that it's easier for you to letter, if you have a rock underneath or something that you can prop up, that can prop up your hand, like that. I tend to prefer it without. Some people would like to lay it flat and then have the rock on top where they can do their lettering, but I just prefer to hold my item at an incline. I'm going to do a monogram again for this piece. The monogram that I've showed you before. So G and S. So for me, my preferred way is to stabilize my hand with my pinky. So now that you're gonna make an upstroke first, just use the tip of the pen. You're gonna make a turn and increase the pressure for the downstroke of your G. Now lighten the pressure as you reach the upstroke, like so. Now you're going to make the bottom of the G. Increase your pressure and lighten it up. Use the tip as you're making the loop. And this is your G. Now we're going to create our S. So again, start with the tip, but when you're making the downstroke, you will start increasing the pressure. Increase the pressure on the downstroke. Lighten the pressure as you're making a turn, the loop. There you are. So we have just monogrammed our macaron with a food edible pen.
In this video, we worked with macarons and I shared with you what supplies you will need to create the calligraphy. But what if you want to work on other materials like fabric or chalkboard? Then what supplies do you use? Well, I've got you covered with this pens and inks list that I curated for you. You can get this guide by clicking on the link in the description box below. The next video in this macaron calligraphy series is on using luster powder. So if you want to keep updated on when that comes out, do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Do you have a sweet tooth? Let me know in the comments below where's a great place to get macarons in your neighborhood. See you in my next video.